There's one player that I think Liverpool, Manchester United, Arsenal and Tottenham should be all over in 2026, and that is Antoine Semenyo, who's been phenomenal in the Premier League this season. Not just his goal contributions, but his ball-carrying ability, his skill, his work rate, his versatility, his pressing. He's Premier League proven. He's entering at his prime age. He's got good output. And he's going to be available in January for £65 million. David Ornstein has confirmed this release clause. There's been rumours of Semenyo signing a new deal for a release clause, but some people said 75 million, some people said 80 million, some people said it wasn't active till the summer. No, Semenyo has a release clause that is £65 million. It is available to all clubs, but it must be triggered by set date so Bournemouth get time to replace. Applies again in the summer, but at a lower price. So Semenyo has a release clause in January of 65 million. In summer, that may be 60 million, might be even cheaper in summer. That means Bournemouth, it's out of their control. If Semenyo decides, I want to join Liverpool, which is now being reported, and we're going to get into that, and Liverpool say we're going to pay up 65 million, which they might, to save their season because they will want to get at least Champions League football, then I think Liverpool will get Champions League football regardless this season. I think you're going to... I know that you've dropped off a bit, but I do think regardless this season, I think you will finish in the top three. But obviously Liverpool have dropped off a bit. You never know. But I think they will finish in the top three this season. But Liverpool might push for Semenyo. And that means that Bournemouth can't do anything as release clause there. In fact, it'd be even cheaper in the summer. So David Ornstein's dropped this bomber. Arsenal fans getting hyped up. United fans dreaming. He'd be perfect for Tottenham. I just don't think he's going to go to Tottenham. But Liverpool is apparently where he wants to go. Now, on this channel, I'm one of those people that I'm only really going to talk about what credible sources have said. And I've not really given ECILA any attention on this channel, if you follow my content. But every now and then, ECILA gets something right. Like, he broke the Belabor news a few hours later. David Ornstein broke it. Every now and then, ECILA gets something right. Like, 80% of the time, I'm like, that's made up. But every now and then, I'm like, because they do have some sources, some dodgy sources, but they do have some sources. Now, 2 weeks ago, ECILA said that there was a 65 million release clause. Now, people had said there was a release clause in Semenyo's deal, but no one has said 65 million. We understand Liverpool have presented an offer to Bournemouth for Antoine Semenyo for around 65 million. Bournemouth will release a player if clause in contract is met. Special clauses for English clubs only. Antoine Semenyo wants Liverpool move. Now, they said this a few weeks ago, that Liverpool were presenting around 65 million. Semenyo wants Liverpool move. Bournemouth will release player if the clause in contract is met. So they're now claiming what they mean by that is he had a 65 million release clause and Liverpool are willing to meet that. Who knows? But they then said 3 days ago, exclusive, Antoine Semenyo has made it clear to Bournemouth that Liverpool is his top choice for a move in January, and apparently he's been vocal about his ambition, believing he can win the Champions League this season. Now, I always say take ECILA with a pinch of salt, and I'll be very clear on that. But they are coming out before David Ornstein dropped this bomber that Semenyo's 65 million release clause and that Semenyo wants the Liverpool move. It is something there for Liverpool, because there is reports coming out that Liverpool are favourites to get Semenyo. He wants the move. Obviously, Liverpool haven't really replaced Luis Diaz. I know you signed Isaac and Ekatike, but they're both strikers. You never really signed that winger to replace Diaz with. And I think with Salah aging, you need someone that can play left wing, right wing, and Semenyo can do that. But will Liverpool even be willing to go for Semenyo in January, or would they wait for the summer? Wait till the summer? Are Liverpool even willing to spend in January? Well, it looks like they are. Liverpool considering January move for Antoine Semenyo. Semenyo has a release clause included in his contract, which opens up the possibility of an exit, was said by Mark Douglas the other week. There are important figures at Liverpool who believe Antoine Semenyo would be the ideal signing for the club last summer, was said last month. And Richard Hughes is a big admirer of Semenyo. So in the past, good journalists have reported that Hughes likes Semenyo, and that's been reported for years. Important figures believe that Semenyo would have been an ideal signing, and that Liverpool are considering a January move for the player, who's now £65 million, available in January, and off the back of a very good season. Now, I think Semenyo is either going to go to Arsenal or Liverpool. I couldn't tell you who he's going to go to, where he's going to go to, and obviously I said with ECILA, you've got to take it with a pinch of salt. But there is a lot of reports and rumours that he wants Liverpool. And I think Liverpool need him, and Liverpool want him. And I think if Semenyo does want Liverpool, and is available for 65 million in January, I think Liverpool will go for him. Because let's say Semenyo wants his move in January, he doesn't want to wait till the summer. Okay, fine, Liverpool won't go for me, but Arsenal will. I'll move to Arsenal then. I think Liverpool will look at this and go, there's a very good player here for 65 million. We sold Diaz, we need a winger. And I think Liverpool could go for it. But why is Semenyo so highly rated and why do Liverpool need him? Semenyo is one of the most explosive wingers in the Premier League right now. He's got 6 goals and 3 assists this season in 11 games. So that's 9 goal contributions in 11 games, making him on track for nearly 30 goal contributions across the whole season. He's backed up by last season's numbers as well, 11 goals and 5 assists last season, 16 goal contributions. But it's not just goal contributions. I think Arne Slot likes energetic wingers. And I think that's why Arne Slot had such a liking to Luis Diaz. He's an energetic winger that presses, that works hard, that drives at people, that's desperate to make things happen. And I think Salah doesn't quite have that level of energy, but he's got that output. I think Gakpo can be hot and cold at times. I think Chiesa has elements of it, but Slot doesn't seem to like Chiesa. But I think Semenyo is that slot winger. He's direct. He's aggressive. He's a good runner. He likes to attack defenders. He likes to make things happen. He's quick. He can get the ball on transition, be deadly. He can carry the ball all the way up the pitch. He's a good ball carrier. He's a good runner. He presses. And his speed is immense. His speed creates danger in himself. Like, he's so difficult to mark. He's so difficult to defend against. He's so unpredictable with his movement, his speed. He can play on the left. He can play on the right. He can play across the front four. He's very versatile in that sense. And it suits what Slot wants. Slot wants wingers who press hard and win duels. And that's what Semenyo does. He works hard. He has a fantastic mentality. He presses hard. He wins duels. He wins the ball back. And when he gets the ball, he can carry it 20, 30 yards. He's good in transition. He's physically good and he can press like a midfielder. And I think in the Premier League, we've seen it with Arsenal this season, but physicality is so important in the Premier League this season. I think the best teams are some of the most physical teams. I think the Premier League is a different level of physical compared to other leagues. You look at Liverpool, you could have beat Real Madrid 4-0. You beat Frankfurt 5-1, but you've struggled in the Premier League because the Premier League is a different level of physicality. And when you have players that win those physical battles and fit that high-energy vertical style of football that Slot's trying to implement, it works. It improves Liverpool's physical floor. It improves the technical floor. He suits the system. What I've noticed particularly in Semenyo in these last 2 years, because he's always been a good player, but it's the jump in his decision-making. There's a big jump in his decision-making. He looks like he's grown as a player. His finishing's looking a lot better. I think his finishing could be inconsistent in the past, but he's looked sharper. I think that's confidence as well of having a good season. But he's picking the right passes into the final third. With Semenyo a year ago, I said I love him, but I think he's a little bit raw in aspects of his game. But I feel like those aspects of his game seem to be developing. And I think if a player is developing potential weak spots, that shows they're a very good player and they're easy to coach and they're easy to develop. He creates his own shots. He's not reliant on people giving him the ball. He can get the ball and do something out of nothing. And I feel like Liverpool need a little bit of that right now to get them going, to get the confidence up. Liverpool need goals from wide areas. Salah's got, 1 or 2 open play goals in the Premier League this season? Like, it's not been good enough from Salah. Chiesa doesn't like to play. Gakpo hasn't been great. Diaz is gone. That's what you need. Like, as a Manchester United fan, I'd absolutely hate it if Liverpool got Semenyo because I think he's perfect in so many ways. I think his ball carrying ability is fantastic. His work rate is brilliant. His pressing is brilliant. Like, I'd love Semenyo at Man United because I think he's a fantastic player. He's got pace. He's got power. He's selfless. He's got good decision making. He's a transition monster. I would be very jealous and I would absolutely hate it if Semenyo goes to Liverpool. I would as a Manchester United fan. Because I think Semenyo, Ekitike, Isak, Wirtz, and I know Wirtz hasn't been great, Salah, Gakpo, you got Rio and Yamoa coming from Chiesa. It's unbelievable attacking options. And I can't believe how bad Liverpool are doing this season because I just think that's phenomenal options. And with Semenyo, he can play left wing, he can play right wing if you need to rest Salah, he can play second striker, he's in the form of his life, he's in the confidence of his life, he can switch sides mid-game. He's perfect for Slot's fluid front three rotations. If Slot wants Ekitike to go more to the left, I think he's a selfless player. And I always look at Liverpool, and Liverpool this season reminds me a little bit of Real Madrid last season, where Real Madrid last season had so many big names. Mbappe had come in, they had Vinicius, they had Bellingham, they had so many big names that all wanted to be the main man. There were all these 100 million Galactico players. I know Mbappe was technically 3. But Real Madrid had all these big names, but they didn't know how to play together. And this season, Xabi Alonso's come in and Real Madrid are playing like a team. It's not Vinicius wants to be the main man or Mbappe wants to be the main man or Bellingham wants to be the main man. I think Liverpool have that, well, they've got Isak, they've got Wirtz, but Salah's the main man. Whereas I think Semenyo comes in and he's that team player that I think that they need to lift them up. And I think that Liverpool will massively improve next season. But sometimes I look at Liverpool and I think it's 11 individuals on the pitch rather than 11, like a team of 11 players. And I think Semenyo is that team player that Liverpool would like. And when you realise that he's got a 65 million release clause, that's very good value for money. He's 25. This is a long-term investment. He gives the direct wide threat that I think you lack. He replaces what Diaz brought with better physicality and maybe consistency than Diaz. But he fits the rebuild. There's high intensity, there's goals, there's pressing, there's versatility. He's what Slot will want in a player. And he's one of the strongest wide players in the league. He can hold defenders off and win duels for fun, which Liverpool need in terms of a ball carrier. His ball carrying is literally insane. He just goes past players using his strength, his pace, his power. Like, he's perfect for Liverpool. So as a Man United fan, I don't want him to go to Liverpool, but I also don't want him to go to Arsenal because he's perfect for Arsenal. I really don't want him to go to one of those two teams, but I think he will. But there are reports saying he wants Liverpool. And when you look at his mentality, when you look at that he's confident and humble, when you look at the fact he's a big game performer, he would be an immense signing for them. Liverpool fans, let me know your thoughts down below. I do apologise if the audio in this video wasn't great. Thank you for watching. Bye.